I predict that we will see 3 new major roller coasters open at a Six Flags park for the 2025 season. And you are about to learn about which parks they are, and then later in the video what type of coasters they could be. Here is a look at all 15 of the current Six Flags theme parks. And since we know that in 2024 we're going to be seeing the Great Escape open Bobcat, their all new wooden coaster, and down at Over Georgia adding their all new Intamin Ultra Surf coaster, I think it's safe to say that those parks will not add a new coaster in 2025. Which now leaves us with 13 potential parks. Will we see La Ronde open a new coaster in 2025? Is that a serious question? Because that's definitely not happening. So let's take them off the list. But what about Frontier City? While I do think that this park will be getting a new coaster by 2030, 2025 will not be that year. Six Flags Darien Lake is definitely due. But for some reason, Six Flags does not like investing in this park, and 2025 will not change that. Could Six Flags Discovery Kingdom open a brand new coaster in 2025? On paper, we would say yes. However, if you look at how this park has been ran over the last 3 years and how bad the state of California is right now, with everyone moving away, seriously, on our street of 12 homes, 4 of them have recently left California to move to North Carolina. Over the last few years, people are fleeing California. So would Six Flags want to spend the money on this park at the moment? Highly doubtful. Now let's take a look at the parks that have a slight chance at surprising us and announcing a new coaster for the 2025 season. Six Flags Mexico. The last coaster added was Wonder Woman in 2018. This Mexico City park is one of the best overall parks in the entire chain based on quality and performance. And this park could definitely benefit from a launch coaster of any kind. Six Flags Over Texas, the last coaster added was Aquaman Power Wave. And this coaster was set to open up in 2020, which means that Over Texas is way past due for a new coaster. And for me, I really love the idea of a brand new record-breaking single rail coaster making its way to the park. I just think that this makes a ton of sense in all aspects for Over Texas. But I still think that there are other parks out there that have a better shot at a new coaster in 2025. Six Flags Fiesta Texas. The last coaster added was Kids Flash in 2023. It seems like every single year you have to keep Fiesta in the mix of potential new coasters. And that is because Jeffrey and his team down at the San Antonio park operate the best performing park in the entire Six Flags chain. So they could very well surprise us all with a brand new major coaster in 2025. But what about Six Flags St. Louis? Because the last coaster added was Rookie Racer, which opened in 2023. So could Six Flags St. Louis really give us 2 coasters in 3 years? Extremely doubtful, but I do predict that this park will be getting one very soon. Six Flags America. The last coaster added was Raging Cajun in 2014. It is time. We know it and they know it. But sadly, I just do not know if Six Flags will invest in a new coaster in 2025 for Six Flags America. I do believe that Roar will get RMC'd, so it's either in 2025 or 2026. The good news for Six Flags America is that I do think you're going to get a coaster by 2026. Six Flags Great Adventure. Now I know that the park just announced their new Vekoma Super Boomerang that's going to be opening in 2024, but from what I'm being told, there is still a pretty good chance that Great Adventure could add back-to-back coasters. Now before I share with you the Six Flags parks that have the best chance at seeing a new coaster in 2025, if you're looking for some cool coaster merch that's affordable and comfortable, be sure to check out KeepRidingCoasters.com. Also, if you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I really hope you consider becoming the newest Theme Park Prediction subscriber. Now for the 3 parks that have the highest chances of adding a new coaster in 2025, followed by which types of coasters make the most sense for each of these parks. Six Flags New England. The last coaster added was Joker, which opened in 2017. It's been what seems like forever since Six Flags New England has added a new coaster. And it's crazy to think that this park added 4 new coasters from 2011 through 2017, and we haven't seen a new one since. Is this something to be concerned about? Because I was sure that this park would have added a new coaster by now. But I do think that 2025 will be the year that they debut their newest Scream Machine. And you're about to find out what kind here in a few minutes. Six Flags Great America. And the last coaster added was Max Force, which opened in 2019. You will find 15 roller coasters located at Six Flags Great America. And I predict that number 16 will be coming in 2025, and it could become the best coaster found at the park. Either way, I do not see how Great America does not get a new coaster in 2025. And lastly, Six Flags Magic Mountain. And the last coaster added was Wonder Woman Flight of Courage, which opened in 2022. I predict that Six Flags Magic Mountain will open its 21st roller coaster in 2025. And this new coaster will change the skyline of the park forever. Now that you know which parks that I predict will be adding a new coaster in 2025, it's time to talk about what types of coasters and how large they'll be. Starting off with Six Flags New England. And I'm leaning very heavily on a new launch coaster making its way to the park. Something from either Intamin or Vekoma makes the most sense in my opinion. And I really feel like a ride that offers a 150-foot tall top hat, multiple inversions, airtime, and a tunnel would do so well for New England. The park could easily market this as the largest and fastest launch coaster in all of New England. I think the launch coaster has a 75% chance of happening, and with a 25% chance, I could very well see Six Flags New England open a brand new B&M mini dive coaster. This would be an amazing fit for the park and bring in a coaster that the GP would love more than pretty much any other coaster type. Plus, this would be New England's first ever true dive coaster. As for Six Flags Great America, record-breaking is the direction that I am going here with this prediction. I predict that there is a 60% chance that their next coaster is going to be a brand new single roller coaster. Now here's the thing, since Six Flags and Intamin are working together now, this project does not have to be coming from RMC, but having a brand new record-breaking single rail coaster open up at the park would really do well for Great America and for the Midwest. And with a 35% chance of happening, I could see a brand new B&M mini dive coming to the center of the park. I really do love this fit, and I think it makes the most sense in my opinion. Adding yet another reliable B&M coaster to a park is never a bad thing. And the dive coaster would become the most popular in the park among the GP. But wait, I'm not done yet, because with a 5% chance of happening, I predict that Six Flags Great America could very well open up the world's first RMC T-Rex coaster. I've said it in past videos and I'm going to say it again. The RMC T-Rex is a real thing. Give it a year or two max before we see the official announcement from a park that's going to build the very first one. Now as for Six Flags Magic Mountain, things are getting really interesting. That is because this here that you're looking at is known as the Gold Bear Theater, and apparently this is a part of the location that the park is planning on building number 21. And honestly, I cannot be more excited about that, because this area is located on the side of the hill, and whatever the park decides to build here, as long as it offers some height, will change the park's skyline forever. But the big question is, what type of coaster could it be? And I think with a 30% chance of happening, I predict that we could see a brand new Intamin vertical launch coaster making its way to the park. This could very well become the first of its kind here in America, and by offering the vertical launch, this will save the park on finding a flat surface for the launch track. I really think that Intamin's gonna sell a lot of these models, and I think this type of coaster has Six Flags written all over it. Also, with a 30% chance of happening, I predict that the next coaster that's coming to Magic Mountain will be a Giga. Now call me whatever you want for that statement, that's fine, I get it, because it does seem very unlikely. But hear me out. Magic Mountain could very well be the first park in Cali to build a Giga Coaster. And by using the elevation and the terrain in the center of the park could really help with the cost savings. We already know that Six Flags is spending a lot more money on new coasters in 2025, and I know I'm not the only one out there who thinks there's a lot of truth to all the teasing that Magic Mountain is doing around the Giga Coaster. And with a 40% chance of happening, I think we'll see a new Vekoma coaster open up in this location. I would love to see a brand new Vekoma Tilt coaster open up here personally, but a Vekoma launch coaster also makes a lot of sense for Magic Mountain. Vekoma and Six Flags are rumored to be working together on some future coasters, and that is a great thing. And if you're like me and you think that you can run and manage the Six Flags parks better than what they're doing now, then you have to check out this video here where I share with you how I would change each Six Flags park if I was in charge. So what are your Six Flags coaster predictions for the 2025 season? Be sure to let me know in the comments, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to smile today, think positive, and keep riding coasters.